Good afternoon. We'll just wait for 5 more minutes, okay? Let your friends join, then I'm going to start the session. Please wait for some time.
ಬೇಡ 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 ಬೇಡ.
Okay, good afternoon. I hope everybody can hear my voice clearly.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, please don't unmute, okay? Yeah, okay. So now, any doubts from previous class? Anybody is having any doubts from previous class? Please raise your hands if you have. So I didn't receive any assignments. I think I already gave you one assignment, right? Nobody has submitted it or nobody has sent it. Okay, no assignments were given. I think I explained you one assignment, right? In the last 10 minutes. In the last 10 minutes, I showed you one assignment. I told you to take the screenshot of it. Okay, I think last class I had taken for you guys, right? Only one of you are. You all are from C section, right?
B section, mom. So we don't know about the assignment.
Okay. Just a minute. Okay, fine. So till where the portions were done for you. So the first screen elements were explained, right? Screen components. Two sessions are done for you guys, right? Anybody can answer. So two sessions are already done. So they have already covered, I guess, up to screen components, okay, and file tab. So today I'm going to take up with home tab, okay. So we're going to consider the home tab today, okay. So please be on time to the class. Okay, it's already 10 minutes. Nobody has shown up. Only 8 of you, I guess. Okay, so no issues. Please attend regularly so that you're going to get your assignment marks, right? Internal marks and other stuff. And you can also attend the exams easily without any pain. Okay. So now we will start up with our third session. Okay, in which I'm going to cover the home tab, in which I'm going to cover the groups. The first one here, the clipboard, the font, okay, the alignment and the numbers. We are going to see these many groups today. Okay, I hope everybody are clear with the screen components, in which we have different tabs. Okay, we have different groups under different tabs in the ribbon, right? So we are going to see and learn each tab in our sessions. Under each tab, we are going to have different groups. Okay, so this is the first one, that is clipboard, which I will be covering after I just finish with the font group. Okay, because we require this information to go about with this particular clipboard options. Okay, so we will start with the home tab. Okay, I think I have I have completed this file tab for in the last session. Okay, so let me know if any of you are attending for the first time my class. Okay, if any of you have any doubts with the file tab, please let me know. In the last 10 minutes, I will just be able to answer your questions. Okay, so now we will start with the home tab now. As I told you, I'll be covering the font group first and then we'll go back to the clipboard. Okay, so now here font. Okay, basically the home tab is actually helping you to do the formatting, different kinds of formatting to your current sheet. Okay, so you're actually formatting your sheets. So now coming to what is this formatting? See, formatting is nothing but to see you have a sheet and you have entered different data into the sheet. So now that data, whatever you have entered, is just like one building that you have constructed without anything. Just you have the constructed with the all those bricks and stuff. That's all. It doesn't have anything else. Okay, so the only the outer structure is done with a plain house you have now. So this formatting will help you to color or to get an attractive sheet, so that, okay, see, in Excel we can format it or we can make it as more attractive sheet, so that we can also view the data in a or view and analyze the data in different forms. That is what it means. Okay, so now the formatting is nothing but, as I told you, it is, we are just giving a new look to our data. Okay, so now we'll start with the font, as I mentioned. Okay, so now I'm going to open the Excel sheet. I hope everybody knows how we can open the Excel sheet and work, right? So now we'll see, okay, the font. And here, as you can see, the font group here, it is the second group under your home tab. Okay, it is the second group under the home tab. And here the first one, whatever you are seeing, that is nothing but the font style. Okay, so the font that can be applied to the data. So the data which is inside the cell. Okay, so now for example, I'm just going to enter some of the data here. Okay, let me take my name and okay, so I just have 3 or 4 data, or you can have set of large number of data filled in the data sheet, okay, in the entire sheet. So now to whichever cell or to whichever particular data, okay, or range of data, you can just select those data. Okay, click on this particular option. As you can see, there is an arrow mark present, right? So that is a drop down, we call it as. So the drop down, once you click on it, it gives you different options to change the font which you have that has to be given to a particular text inside the or data inside the cell. Okay, so now already we have some style, right? So it is Calibri. Okay, so you can choose any of those. As you can see, there are number of options here, right? In the drop down we have number of options. Each one of them, it is displayed in its own style. Okay, see, when I say Arial black, its style is what? Arial black. It is highlighted, right? So it is brighter one. So now once I click on it, okay, it will be applied to the cell, okay, or group of cell or range of data to which I had selected previously, right? So now I have 3 lines of data which I have written here, 3 cells I have. So I will just select it so that I can apply different fonts on it. Okay, so now if at all you want, you can just select only one, or you can also select all the groups. Okay, so we'll just see with different styles. The first one, see, already I have applied Arial black for all the 3 cells, right? So I'll just select one of the cell now, go to this font option, click on the drop down. Okay, as I mentioned, drop down is something but the arrow mark that is present. So once I click on it, it is going to show you different options present under fonts. Okay, so these are the fonts. So but whichever font you want, either you can just select it or you have a scroll down option here. Okay, just click on it and drag up to the last. So in between, whichever options you have, you can just make a selection, or you can have, you can edit this particular option. Okay, so just click on it, erase whatever the previous selection is there, okay, and enter whichever the font you want. Okay, if at all you know any of the font names, you can just enter the names there. Directly the particular cell will be changed, the text, that the data that is entered in the cell will be changed to that font automatically. Okay, so I know the name of Times New Roman. Okay, just I'll type it, Times New Roman. So it is also going to show you the suggestion there. Okay, once I start writing that, it is also going to show me the suggestion for whatever I have entered. Okay, so it also appear here. As you can see, the Times New Roman here, it is highlighted, right? So here also you can select, or also here it is showing the suggestion. So just click on that, enter. So now as you can see, the cell has been highlighted, or it has changed. The data inside the cell has been changed to the font which I selected. Okay, so we'll just go to the next cell, and same thing, you can just select any of the cells. Okay, so like any of the fonts there. So just select the options, select the data, go to the font, select the option, or even you can write it over there or type it over there, so that that particular cell or range of cells will be applied with that font. Okay, so like that you have C Calibri, you have. Okay, so you can choose here, you can already it is displayed in the same font. Okay, so the name itself, see Comic Sans MS. Okay, if you just select that, both the cells have been applied with the same cell, same font. Okay, so now like this we can apply fonts. Okay, it is just like how we change our handwriting, right? So similarly here we are changing this font of the particular text that we have. It may be a text, it may be number, it may be date, whatever the format may be, the data inside the cell will be changed to that particular font. Okay, so now coming to here, we have the next box, as you can observe. Okay, these are the sizes, font size. Okay, these are the font size. See, whatever now I have written this data inside the cell. Okay, once you select this, okay, once you select the cell, as you can see, all the data in the 3 cells, okay, data in the all the 3 cells is in 11 size. Okay, the font size of the cell is 11. Okay, so now if at all you want to make it bigger, okay, how to do it? Just click on the drop down, select the numbers. Okay, select the numbers. As I move on to different numbers, as you can see that the size of the data in the cell gets bigger. It is changing, right? So I'll just go back to the, I'm trying to decrease the size. As you can see, it is going back. Okay, so like this you can make a choice over there. Okay, just choose the size from the font size. Okay, font size option. Okay, either you can do this manually, or just particular cell also you can select, or range of cells also, it is fine. Okay, anything is fine. So I'll just select one cell first, and just go to the number whichever you want to choose. I'll just select it as 22, so that it is the size of the font size is increased. Okay, so now if at all I want to apply or change the font size for these 2 cells. Okay, see, I have another option. As you can see here, we have 2 A's present, right? So one is the bigger one and the one is the smaller one. So the bigger one will tell you, will give you an option to increase the font size. Okay, so if I click on it, see, it was 11 before, now it got changed to 12. Okay, so again I'll click, it became 14, 16, 18, like this, two numbers, it may be increased. Okay, similarly if I click on the next button, next option, that is A. Okay, so it is going to decrease the font size. Okay, like this, either you can increase the font size or decrease the font size. Okay, so this is how a font can be changed of the data in the cell, or the size of the particular font. Okay, so I hope everybody got my point there. Next one is bold, italic, and underline. See, these three are the font styles, we can say font styles. Okay, font styles. Okay, so now I just have a plain text over here. Okay, I'm just having a plain text over here. Okay, I'll just place it over here. See, its size also is not visible, so I'll just increase the size. So how to do it? Just first you have to select the cell. Okay, select the cell, just click on this, or also you can go to the drop down and select the number. So I'll just increase the cell here like this. Okay. Now I have this particular font style as a text in the data, sorry, in the cell. Just click on it. If at all I want to make it more brighter or highlighted one. Okay. So just go to this B option, click on it. As you can see, it has been made bold. Okay. Bold means something like the letters have been highlighted still, right? So as you see the difference here, this is not bold, right? So once you click on it, it is the selection B has been done. So that means it is making the font even more bold. Okay. So now if you want again increase the size, you will get to know you can notice the style of the font. Okay. Similarly, we have italics. We have italic. See, italic means, see, I'll select the cell. I'll just click on italics. Okay, what is it doing? See, once you place the cursor on the particular option, it will explain you what actually it is doing. Okay, see, what is that? Italic will italicize your text. It will italicize your text. Okay, so the font which was, it may be in any font. Okay, in any font, it will be italicized. So that means the font is going right towards, right? Okay. So like that, you can make it as italicized, or even you can underline the text. Just to highlight it, we can just underline. So you can just select the cell, go to U and select the option. So you're going to underline the text or the data in the cell. Okay. So now this is how we can make use of different font styles. Okay. So now whatever I did till now, B, I and U option from this font group. Okay. We can also use different shortcuts for that. Okay. So how to use the shortcuts for B, for making the text or the font bold. Okay. So for making the font bold, we can make use of Control plus B. What is the shortcut? We have Control plus B as the shortcut for making the font bold. Okay, I'll just write some text here. Okay, so now if I press Control plus B, see the B option is highlighted. See, that means, see, okay, so NICT will be made bigger. Okay, so now, yeah, okay, NICT, that is changed because of the Control plus B. That is, I have selected the option B here. Okay, or you can also go to, so how to, yeah, I just did with the Control P, right? Control plus B. I can also italicize. What is the shortcut now? We know what is for bold, right? So we'll use for italics. So what are you going to use now? Control plus, we have I. Control plus I. Okay. See, even if I type it here, you will not be able to see, right? See, one second. Okay, so here, what is the shortcut? Control plus I. See, even I'll select this, and if I click this, that is one option, or you can use the shortcut for that as Control plus I. So your I will be selected. Your data will be italicized. And for underline, we have for underline, we have Control plus U. We have Control plus U. Okay. So Control plus U will be the shortcut for your underline. So the same text, I'll just use Control plus U. So as you can see, the text has been underlined. Okay. So like this, we can make use of different font styles that can be applied on any data in any cell. Okay. The particular sheet also can be used for entire sheet it can be used, or any particular cell you can choose. Okay. So coming to we have two options over here. The first one is, see, the border one, I'll just take it last at the last. Okay. So this one, as you can see, this is your fill option, and this is your, okay. So this is your font color. Okay. Font color and fill option. So what is the difference between font and fill? Okay. Font color and fill color is, see here, whatever the A option in the downwards, we have a line with a red color, right? So that is for, we are going to change the color of the font, the text color we are going to change. See here, I'll enter some text here as NICT. Okay. Okay. So now I have increased the size. So now see I just want to change the color of the font here, or the text that I have entered into the cell. So what to do? Just go to this option, click on the drop down option. Okay. So now you have got a color palette through which you can change that data into different colors. So by default, automatically it is going to choose black. Okay. So you can just choose any other color. See, just to highlight it, I am just giving red there. You can choose any of the colors. It may be standard color. So standard colors will be your red, maroon, yellow. Okay, different shades here, green, blue, and purple. Okay, so here these things are the theme colors with different combinations. Okay, anything you can choose. If you want more colors, you can just go to more colors, wherein it is going to show you the palette itself, complete combination itself, or also you can customize it. Okay, those customizing thing, it is little bit see here, it is the combination which you can just select any of the option from here, the color option which it will be displayed here. Okay, so and also once you click on any of the color here, okay, so you can see the preview here. Okay, in the right bar which you can see. Okay, and also the customize option you have, like RGB is for red, green, blue. Okay, you can increase the combination here, decrease it, so that the combination will be set. So this is customization. Okay, we'll just not concentrate more on this customization, because we already have different colors here, so that we can use the same thing. Okay, so here we'll just click on OK and it will be done. Okay, standard colors, or this one, more options, anything is fine. So I'll just go to this now. Here only we'll make selection. Okay, it may be blue. I'll just select it as blue here. As you can see, the particular text or the font has been changed to blue color. Okay, so this is your font color. Okay, similarly, I have this cell, right? So I have different cells here with white as the background color, white as the background color. Okay, for this text, the background is white, but I just want to change the background of it. So what to do? I'll just go to the fill option here. This is the fill option. Select the cell for which you want to change the color. Okay, just go there, click on the drop down. See, by default, I have yellow here. Okay, even if you just click on it, yellow will be applied, as you can see. Okay, if at all you want more colors, just click on the drop down, select any of the colors which is similar to your text font color which I showed now. Okay, even the more colors are available. If I say no fill, no nothing, like it will be just white background. Okay, just click on any of the options from the standard colors or theme colors. Okay, we'll just select one of them. Okay, I'll just make it as little turmeric color. Okay, that is something like yellow color. Okay, so this is how you can just fill up the cells. Okay, with different colors. Okay, so now I hope everybody are understanding my training here. Okay, so we'll just move on to the next one. We have borders option. Okay, from the font group, we have borders option from the font group. Here, see, I have the text in different line cells here, right? So there is no highlighted or there is no separation, nothing else is there. Only I have the text in different cells, that's all. But all these sports which I have listed out, it belongs to one group. Okay, one just a group of set of data which I have. What to do? I have to group them together with using, or I can highlight only this much of the cells, range of cells. So what to do? I can apply different borders for this particular cells. So only these particular cells. So how to do that? Just select a cell now. Okay. So select the range of cell now, because I just want to apply on all the cells, or even you can just apply it on the different cells. Okay. We'll just concentrate on first with different, group of cells, then we'll go to cells here. Okay. So how to do that? See, I'll just go to this option from font group, just click on the drop down. See, by default, I am having the option to put borders on all the sides. Okay, if I just click on it, okay, one second. If I just click on it, Yeah, it is going to take you to dialog box also, or you can just click on the drop down. You will be available with different options. Okay, so here, see, as you can see, you have different options like bottom border. That means only at the bottom the border will be placed or inserted, or top border only at the top. Left, right, no border means without any borders. It is just the scenario which I am showing now. Okay, all borders means in that particular selected range, in all the sites, on all the sites, the borders will be applied. And outside borders, see here, all borders and outside borders. What is the difference? See here, in all borders, we'll just get the borders on all the sides and also in the middle of them, okay, in between all the cells. Outside borders, it will be applied only to the outside. We'll just see the difference then. So I'll just click on all borders now. See, as you can see, border is applied to the range of cells and also outside and also inside. Okay. So now if I just select this and click on outside borders. One second. Okay. We'll just click on. Okay. Outside border, as you can see, okay, as you can see, only the the border has been applied only on the outside of the selected range. Okay, like this. See, if I just go and select again, I'll just clear the format. Okay, I'll just apply. I'll try to apply it with the different options over here. Okay, if I select top border, only top border. See, only the top border. Similarly, I'll select this. First of all, you need to clear that, then only we can see the difference, right? Okay, so select the complete range, go to the borders option. Okay, so now here we have similar to the top border, bottom border, left and right. Okay, you just try for all these options. Okay, I'm going to show you only some of them. And see here, after this outside border, you have thick outside borders. See, outside borders, you're going to get a thin line. If you select thick outside borders, see, so there is a thick border outside the range. Okay, so like that you can apply different borders. Now see here, the option here, see in the upper side you have the option to put double borders also. Okay, so I'll just select a cell here. Okay, so enter some data. Okay, so select the cell, go to that options again, and you can say bottom double border. Okay, if I click on it, see here there is two borders available, two lines, right? Two lines on the cell. So like this you can even have double borders. Okay, so now I'll just clear the format. So now here I want to draw a border. I want to draw a border according to my data entry. Okay. So now I'll just select the cell, go to the border option again. See here, there is a draw border option for you, in which you can select the first one. Okay. So using which a single line. See, I can put the border anywhere I want. You don't have to be specifically say this particular range or that particular range. Once I selected, wherever I want, I can go and apply this border. See, on all the sides, I'm trying to draw a border. So how do we do it? Just click on the cell where you want to apply. So it will be applied to only one side of the particular cell. Okay, so like this, you can even draw a border. So this is how you can draw a border. See, draw border grid means you can select that and you can select different range. See, okay, you can select different range like this. So multiple borders can be drawn. Okay. Anybody is having doubts? I can see someone on that. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So now after this draw borders, okay, I have drawn the borders. I just want to change the color of the border. Okay. So what you can do, see here, line color, go to the line color option, select, first of all, you need to select the cell, right? So I have just selected, I'll just select the no border option. So now select the cell. I have drawn a border. I haven't drawn a border here. Okay. First of all, draw the border. Okay. So I'll just click on it. Okay. Go to line color. See, you can even change the color of the border. See, wherever I am clicking the mouse option there, see the color of the border is red. Okay, like this even you can change the color of the border, and also the style of the line you want to draw. Okay, so go to line style. There you have different options like double border. Okay, you have dotted border, a single line, or a thick line, or anything like that. Okay, see this thick like dotted borders. So you have different options. Wherever is there, you can just so whichever you want to choose, you can just choose and apply into that particular cell. Okay, just select it, click on the cell. See, there is a thick border. See the difference between this and this. Okay, you can just select the borders, different borders. Okay, so this is how you can make use of this borders. Okay, so I hope everybody has understood this font group. Any doubts you are having? If you're at all you are having doubts, you can just get clarified. Okay, so now here there is an option called as dialog box launcher, right? So once you click on this, there also you have the font option. There also you have the font option. See, we are going to see number, alignment, everything later, fill, protection, and later. So just now we finished font group, right? So there you still have 3 more options. See, this font I have done, font style I have done, size I have done, underline I have done, right? So there are different effects also. Okay, as you can see, there are different effects. So how did I get this dialog box? Just click on the arrow mark which is present in the right side or bottom corner of your font group. Okay, right side bottom corner of your font group. Just click on that. Once you click on that, you get this launcher. That is nothing but the dialog box launcher. There the font option is available, and we have 3 different again effects. So what are those? Strike through, superscript, and subscript. So how do you make use of these things? See, the strike through is nothing but, see, I will just take it. Let me just clear off this. Okay. Okay, so I will just take one text over there. Okay, as NICT. Okay, so now I just want to put a line across the word. Okay, so just go to dialog box launcher, select strike through. As you can see the preview on the right hand side there. Okay, a line will be drawn on the particular text. Okay, it is just to make a basically we make use of different applications, right? There, if at all any functions are not supported, okay, there will be a line. That means the previous version we may have used that option, but now it is no more in the use. So that time they will be using this kind of a strike through or a line across the text. Okay, so this way we can make use of strike through option from the effects. Okay, so just I have selected the cell, right? Click on the effects strike through effect there. Okay, you can see the preview and just click on okay. So there will be a line drawn across the text. Okay, it is not the underline, it is just a line across the text, that is the in between the text. Okay, like that. And see, we have this chemistry, we have formulas and all that, right? So H2O we have to write. So 2 will be written in the bottom, right? So how do we write it in Excel? How do we get that in Excel? So I'll just enter H2O. Okay, as you can see, the 2 is coming next to the H, right? But it is not in the bottom line. It is in the same line as of the other 2 characters, other 2 alphabets. So now what do I do? Just select that, okay, and go to dialog box launcher there, the effects. Okay, it has to come in the bottom line, right? Bottom level. So just select the subscript option there. Okay, so as you can see the preview, it will be in the bottom line. Okay, just click on okay. Now as you can see in the H2O, okay, in the H2O, okay, in the H2O, 2 is coming in the bottom line. Okay, similarly, if at all we have different formulas like a square plus b square plus c square, like that, we can see a square. How do I write square then? So I'll just put a 2 here. Okay, b, and I have 2. Like this I need to write. So I'll just consider a square now. Okay, just select 2 there because only 2 has to come in the top portion. So what do I do? Just again select this two, go to dialog box launcher and select superscript. Okay. So as you can see, it comes in the top level. Okay. Just click on OK and you get there as A square. Okay. So that is about your font group. Okay. I think I have covered everything in that. Okay. So whatever the whatever options available in this group, okay, if at all you have still more like this effects, okay, it will be present in the dialog box launcher. Okay, so not everything can be shown in the group, right? So that is why in the ribbon, that is why there is a dialog box launcher which gives you more options, more other options in different tabs and groups. Okay, so now we'll just move on to the clipboard. Okay, we'll just move on to the clipboard, in which we have 3 to 4 options, like 4 options we are having, and that we have subgroups. Okay, so we'll just take. Okay, so now we have the option called as cut, copy and format painter. We have the option as cut, copy and format painter. See, I'll just take another sheet now. I'll just try to show you simple cut, copy and then format painter. Then we'll go to the paste option. Sorry, paste special option. Okay, cut, copy, paste, format painter. We'll just see first, then we'll move on to the paste special option. Okay, so I'll try to enter some text. Okay, so now, okay, so I'll just enter Bangalore and some data, India. Okay, and with some number also you can just do it. Okay, so now something like this, I have some data, and as you can see, it is in my A1 cell. I hope everybody knows how do we refer to particular cell, right? So the name of the cells. Okay, so now I have written something like Shruti in A1 cell, right? The name of the cell is A1. In there I have written Shruti. I just don't want this data in A1 cell. If at all I give you assignment, I'll tell you to just paste or copy that, and I just want that particular same data in some other cell. Like I just want it in H1 cell. I just want that same copy of that particular data in H1 cell. So what do? I can just select that particular cell. Okay, select only this particular cell, A1 cell, click on copy, and select the cell to which you want to paste. Okay, select this particular text or the cell, go to copy option, just select the copy option and click on, okay, click on the cell in which you want to paste it. So now I just want to paste it in H1 cell. So I just chose the cell and go to paste, just click on the paste. Don't just click on this drop down, because that will give you different options, that is paste special options. Just click on the paste, so that whatever you have selected for copying, it will be selected, it will be copied and it will be pasted in the particular cell. So now I'll just click on the paste. As you can see, whatever was there in A1 cell, the same data has been copied and it is pasted in the another cell. So copy means copy and paste. Copy and paste means we are going to have one copy of this data in from one particular cell, that we are moving into the another cell. Okay, we'll just have both the copies in our hand. But if at all I just don't want this data in this particular cell, I just want to move it there, I just want to shift it to the another cell. So this is copy, but we can just move it using cut option. Okay, so how to do that? Select the cell, use the option cut, and place the cursor where in the cell where you want to paste that particular text which you have cut. Okay, so now I have just selected the cell, click on paste. Okay, as you can see, the Shruti data which was present in A1 cell, now it has been shifted to F1 cell. Okay, like this you can use cut, copy and paste. This is simple one. Okay, so this is applied only for the single cell which I have done, right? So if at all you want to copy this entire column, just select the range, use the cut option or copy option. You know the difference now. So just select the copy option or cut option. Okay, just yeah, I think I selected, yeah, cut option. Okay, so we'll just have this range of cells selected, go to cut. Okay, select the cell and click on paste option, it has been shifted. The entire row has, sorry, columns have been shifted to, the E cell, E1 to E3 cell. Okay. So if at all you want to copy, same thing, select the range of cell, click on copy, select the place you want to copy it, shift it. Okay. Just click on paste. It will, one more copy of that data. Okay. Data range will be pasted in the another cell. Okay. So like this, we can make use of cut, copy and paste in a simple way. Okay. In a simple way. Okay. So now we have this format painter option. We have this format painter option. Now, what is the format painter option is helpful for? See, I have a text here with some format as Calibri and with the size 11, and it is not bold, it is not italicized, it is not underlined. So for explanation sake, I'll just select everything. Okay, I'll just increase the size of that. I will make it as bold, italicized, I'll underline it. So I have done some formatting into that particular data, right? The same formatting, I just wanted to be applied for some other cell. I don't know what and all I have done. So the same particular formatting, I just want to do it for another set of cells, or one cell or multiple cells. We'll just go with one cell first and then we'll go with the multiple cells. Okay. So how to do that? First, select the cell from which you want to copy the formatting. Only the formatting you're copying. Okay. You're not going to copy anything else, not the data you're copying. You're just copying the format option. Just click on format painter option from the clipboard group. Just click on it. So as you can see, there is an icon, plus symbol and a brush symbol. Okay. Now click on the cell to which you want to apply the format. Click on the cell to which you want to apply the format. As you can see the cell Shruti. The size is 14. The data font is Calibri, bold, italicized, underline. So now select Bangalore. See, the Bangalore cell also is with 14, Calibri, bold, italicized, and it is underlined. Okay. So like this, you can apply the format painter. Format painter is for copying and apply that format, whichever we have copied, to another cell. Okay. Only the formats. Okay. So now, if I want to apply it for multiple cells, okay, this is, see, as you can see, once I applied it for one cell, it has been removed. The format painter option is removed. Okay, it is not no longer existing. So what do I do for multiple format painter option? See, just select the cell, go to format painter and double click on it. Okay, single click will be helpful for you to copy the format painter for only one cell. If you double click it, it will help you for multiple cells. Okay, just double click on it. Now you can just apply it for 1, 2, 3, 4. So wherever you want to go. Okay, multiple times it can be applied. Okay, so if at all you want to just come out of that, it is of no use. If you feel like that, just click on that format painter option again. The brush will be gone. Okay, again you cannot use it. Okay, so like this, you can use the format painter option on your different fonts. I hope everybody has understood simple cut, copy, paste, and format painter. Okay, so now we'll just move on to the paste special option, which is very important for us. Okay, so I'll take some of set of data which I've already written it. Okay, with numbers. Okay, with some text, with the dollar symbol, as you can see. Okay, those are the formulas which I have given, and there is a formatting to my set of data, right? So I have changed the color of, I filled the cells with different colors. Okay, and all those formatting also I have done with different formulas, and number formatting I also have done. See this dollar symbol which you are seeing here, this is number formatting, which I'm going to show you in the next next 1 hour. Okay, next part of your session, I'm going to show you that number formatting also. But now, as of now, just understand this column is applied with number formatting, and there is a formula also which I have given. So here, total, for calculating the total, I have given some formula. Please remember this. Okay, I'm not telling you to remember the formula, but I have. Okay, so now, one second. Okay, so this particular sum option, Okay, it is for calculating the sum. Okay, so how to do that? Anyway, you are going to see it later. Okay, I think I selected some option. Yeah, no problem. Okay, I got the sum over there. So now here, as you can see, the particular, yeah, we'll just remove that. Yeah, now it's proper. Okay. Something has been done. Okay, so there is a formula over there and there is a number formatting option for us. Now, I'll just select the entire table which I have written. Okay, I am going to select the entire table. Okay, so now I just want to copy all the contents here and paste it as it is into the next set of cells. So how to do that? Just select the cells, click on copy and place the cursor in particular cell where you want to paste it. Okay, just go to the paste option, but now it is not the simple paste we are doing, right? See, if at all I just go to paste, everything gets copied. Okay, we'll just see that those different options. See, I'll just click on this. If you select the first one here, if I just select the first one, however, like whatever the content I have copied, as it is going to be pasted in the cell. Okay, just I'll click on it. See here, one thing I just wanted to mention here, if at all you get something like this hash symbol, it is nothing but the place is not sufficient for the data to be displayed. Okay, so you just one thing, just click on the column there in the above. Okay, it will be this, the column width will be increased and you can see the data over there. Okay, so that is not an issue. Hash symbol means it is not the Excel cell, it is not sufficient of the space to display that data. That's all. Okay, you can just click on the column there. It is going to show you the data in a particular format in which you have entered. Now, as you can see, the particular data or range of data which I had selected and I had copied, and now I have pasted over here. Okay, pasted it over here. As it is there with the formatting, right? With all the formattings which I have done. And also once I click on this, you have a formula, right? The same formula also have been copied into this. Okay, so now, as you can see, the number formatting, the particular formula, and also the all the colors and everything, whatever the formatting I had done, everything have been copied into the next set of range. Like this, you can do it. The first option in which you are copying the entire data along with the formatting options. But if at all you don't want this formatting, you just want the data in which you have the data which you have entered here. You just want the data which you have entered. You don't want the formatting options. Nothing you want to do. You want to have. So just what you can see, it is, I have already selected it, right? So as you can see, the particular dotted lines in the edge of the cell, right? Edge of the data. So that is nothing but I have already copied the data. Okay, now I'll just place the cell, go to paste option again. Okay, so there you have the option as only formulas. Okay, only the formulas you can have and the data you can have, nothing else. No other formatting options will be copied and it will be pasted in the next set of cells. Okay, if I select this, as you can see, I'll just zoom it if you want. Okay, so the set of cells, it has copied only the data, no formatting, and the number formatting also have been not copied, and only, as you can see, the formula will be there. Okay, so which I had selected the option, the second one, it is only with the formulas. It is only with the formulas that it has been pasted. So this is the speciality of your paste special. So whatever you want to do, okay, only the formatting you want to copy, you can do it. Only the values you want to copy, you can do it. Okay, you can also just copy and paste as it is, how you have written. The same set of copy, you just transferring it to the another set, that also can be performed. Okay, so like this. So you can just perform paste special. See, I have shown you two of them, right? So I'll just try to show you more of those. Okay, I'll just click on the cell again. I have already copied the data, right? So just go to the paste option. The third option here is formulas and number formatting. Only formulas and number formatting you need to copy from the or paste from that existing cell. Okay. So if I click on this here, the number formatting is done, and also here, okay. Okay, and the formula which I have written says sum, that is also displayed. This is the formula bar, right? So here all the formulas will be displayed. So once you click on the cell, the formula will be displayed there, right? So all the number formatting and the formulas have been displayed, have been pasted into the set of range. Okay, so like this, the other option is this one. And you have still more. Okay, I am still in the copy mode. Okay, just click on the paste option again. Okay, so the fourth one similar to your first option itself. Okay, next one, here it is with no borders. It is with no borders, but I think I haven't applied any borders here. Okay, if at all you have any borders, then those borders, okay, those here, see, no borders means only the data, the formatting option, the formulas, number formatting, whatever you have done, everything will be there, but without any borders. But here I haven't applied any borders, so it will not be anyways copied. Okay, so now the next option you have here as the keep source column width. See, if at all I had changed the column width here. Okay, see here, I have changed the column width, right? So these column width will be as it is when you copy and paste it over into the next set. Okay, here and all, everything, everywhere it is the same. See, if at all I change it, if at all I have changed it, whatever I have made the change, that also will be copied and it will be pasted. Okay, and the last one here you have it as transpose. Here you are having it as transpose. Let me take some. Okay, let me take some simple table here. I'll not just try to do that. See, I'll just take names. Okay, I'll just take some marks. Okay, so now here I'll take some ABC and some names over here, so that whatever, see, I have in the rows, I have different names of the students, and in the columns I have in the columns I have names and marks. Here in the rows, different details about the student, different details about the different students, right? So I just want to make it reverse order. That means when I select this, I'll copy it and I will paste the cursor over here. And if I select that transpose, okay, as you can observe, my columns have been changed to rows here, and my rows have been changed to columns. Okay, I think everybody got this. Transpose is nothing but all the column data will be transferred to row data, and all the row data will be transposed into column data. So that is how we can achieve this transpose. Okay, wherein it is going to reverse the data in order. Okay. So that is how we can use this paste special option. See, apart from this, you have just the values that can be pasted. Same thing, these option itself, it has given some of them. See, only some of them. Only the values means, see, in this, if I select this, just copy that. Okay, I'll place the cursor over here. And if I select that values will be there without any formulas. See, the formulas is not displayed, no formatting option, nothing will be displayed. Only the values in the cell will be copied, and it will be that you can paste it over in the next set of range. Okay, so like that you can use. See, you have still more options like this. Okay, you have still more options like this in the paste special option. See, whatever we saw there in the as a shortcut, everything is in the different options available in your dialog box here. Okay, only the formulas, values, formats. See, if at all you want to copy only the formats, that also you can do. See, I'll just select it. Okay, I'm already in the copy mode. Okay, just I'll just clear this. Okay, I'll place the cursor over here. Okay, I think I have already copied. Yeah, copy the form data. Okay, come to this place in this cell, go to option, paste special. Okay, if I just click on formats and click OK, see, like that, Okay, only the format which I have used here with green as the, sorry, blue as the header and yellow as the cell content, right? So only that formatting option will be applied for that particular range of cells. Okay, so like this, you can use the paste special options. Okay, so anybody is having doubts in your clipboard and font, please let me know. I'll just give you 2 minutes because it is already 1 hour of my class. So anybody is having any doubts, please let me know. Please raise your hand so that I can just view the and put a message in the chat box. Okay, if at all you have any doubts, just try to revise those two. Okay, font, what are all the things we have done, and clipboard, what are all the things we have done. Okay, just try to clear it out now itself. So I'll just move on to alignment and number for today's session. Okay, so I hope everybody has understood the simple concepts here. Okay, so now we'll just move on to the alignment option. Okay, we'll just move on to the alignment option. Okay, even this is a simple option that is provided for you. Alignment is nothing but, as the name itself suggests, alignment. Okay, so alignment means once I enter the text, it can be aligned to the right, or it can be moved to the right, or it can be moved to left, right, okay, top, down, like that. You're changing the direction of that particular text. Okay, so we have different options over there. See, I'll just enter the data here. Okay, so now, okay, so now let me take a small word so that I can show you. Yeah, now as you can see, in the text in the cell, it is automatically aligned. Okay, it is in the left side of the cell, right? It is in the left side of the cell. So if at all you want it in the middle or the center of the cell, you can just choose this option from the alignment, that is center. Okay, so just say it as click on that, it will be in the center. If at all you click this one, it will be moved to the right. That's all is alignment here. So center, right, and left. Okay, that is the options you have, which through using which you can move the text towards right, center, or left. Okay, so that is these three options available in alignment. Okay, so next one, see. Okay, please don't unmute. Okay, so now I just have, okay, so other three options over here. Other three options over here. I will show that. Before that, in order to show you that, I just want to make changes here. I'll show you how it works. Okay, see, I have a data. I have a data which should appear in the middle. Okay, see, suppose I have something like NICT computer education. So this is the name of the institute. Okay, so as you can see, it is continuously written in the 3 columns, right? It is continuously written in the 3 columns. So I just want it to appear in one cell itself. Okay, only in one cell. So how do I do it? Just select all the 3 in which the data have been written, or select all the 3 columns and say wrap text. Wrap text. So just click on that. As you can see, the entire thing will be coming in the single cell. Okay, I'll just remove this education here. Yeah, I'll just remove this education here. We'll just make it as a simple one word now. Okay, so as you can see, I have entered everything in only one cell now. Okay, everything is merged, or it is wrapped into the single cell. That is how you can use this wrap text. Okay, so now I'll just click on this again. Okay, so there is only one single data, right? So again, wrap text will not work here. Okay, just click on that. See, if at all you don't want that to wrap the text, you can just click on that option again, it will be removed. So if you have a long data, again, you can just wrap the text. Okay, just select the option, click on wrap text, it will be appearing in the single cell. Okay, so now I'll click on this, and there is an option over here, 3 options over here. Just like how you can move the text from right, left, towards right, towards left, and towards center, similarly you can just move it to the top, bottom, and again in the middle region. Okay, so just click on this. See, now we have just a 3 data which is covered entire cell, right? So that is why it doesn't show you any difference. See, now I'll just click on any other cell. I'll click on NICT. Okay, so just select the cell. Okay, and click on this top, center, and bottom. Again, you cannot see because there is only one word, right? So what I'll do, I'll show you something here. Okay, we'll just take it. Okay, I'll just select the cells. If I say merge and center, okay, I'll just select this NICT here. And if I select the 3 columns, and if I say merge and center, it appears in the center of the 3 columns. See here, the wrap text, what it does, all the 3 columns in which I had entered the data, it was merged. I mean, I wrapped the text into the single cell, but merge and center will merge all the 3 columns, and it makes the text to appear in the center of the particular data cell. Okay, so now like this, you can do the different columns or different rows. See, I'll enter NICT in this, and I will just select the different rows, 3 rows, and if I say merge and center, it appears in the, it is going to merge all the 3 rows. But as you can see, the text is not in the center, right? So if I just click on this middle now, see the difference? It was in the bottom line, now it came to the center, and you can just move it to the top portion of your cell. Okay, so this is how you can merge all the rows, and or you can also merge all the columns together, and also you can move the text from top to bottom, middle region, or from left to right. See, if I click on left, it goes to left, right, mid, center, middle, center and middle both are same. Okay, top and bottom range. Okay, so this is how you can do the alignment of the text, and you can use wrap text and merge and center. That is about your alignment. Okay, and you have 2 more options here. See, 3 more options. See, whatever the first one, the orientation, it is the orientation. That means, see, then the text which you have written here now, which is in the middle, okay, it is in the straight orientation, even the single line, right? So I can just change the orientation or the direction in which it is there. Okay, I'll just select this particular cell. If I click on this, it will ask me for different orientation, whether you want it in angle counterclockwise or clockwise, vertical text, rotate text up. You have different options here. See, first one we will check that angle counterclockwise. So once I click that, see, it is going to be in the angle clockwise direction. If at all, again, if I select that, angle clockwise, only the clockwise means it is coming towards down. Okay, so like this, you can even change the orientation of the text. You can even change the orientation of the particular text. Okay, so like that, if you have vertical text and rotate text up, rotate text down options. See, once if I click this, see, I'll just make it as vertical text. See, it is going to show you in the vertical region. One line, you're going to have only one character, one alphabet. In the next alphabet is going to be shifted into the next line. Like this, you have different options in orientation, alignment, orientation. Okay, so I hope everybody has understood up to this. Okay, so like that, you have different options. Once you are okay with different concepts, you can try it out by yourself. Okay, if at all you have any doubts, you can let me know. So you have vertical text, rotate text up, rotate text down. See, whatever the vertical text I have taken, okay, you can just rotate it upwards or rotate it downwards. I have taken this vertical now, vertical text. Again, if I just change it to rotate text up, see, it is going to be in this direction, or text down means in this direction. Okay, like this, even you can change the orientation. and we can move this again. Okay, so now I'll just take this data here and see there is an option over here. Two options are available for you to increase the indent. See, I have NICT in the center, right? If at all you want to give manually some spaces, okay, just click on this just to move it. Okay, if I just click this, it directly take you to center. If I click this, it will directly take you to the right portion. This one to the left, this one to the top, and this one to the middle, right? But if at all you want to give some spaces by manually, okay, just click on this or this one. Okay, it is going to manually give you some spaces. Okay, this is nothing but the indentation. You are going to change the indentation of the particular text. Okay, so like this you can make use of different options over here. See, again you have a dialog box launcher here also. With once I click this option, it will take you to the same dialog box, but this time it automatically shows you the alignment option, alignment tab here. Okay, alignment group here. See, the same thing whichever we did, all the options over here. Now there is an orientation here, right? So vertically when I do it, see, I'll just click on this cell. Okay, I'll go to the dialog box launcher. You have the text vertically, right? So I have the text vertically. See, it is in minus 90, it is showing. You can even increase that particular degrees, okay, in which direction it has to be moved. Okay, just increase it, or if you want, you can just decrease it, do whatever you want. Okay, just increase it or decrease it and just click on okay. See, as you can see, it is slightly tilted. Okay, so what I had given, it was in the straight line, but now it was in the 90 degree. But now I just made decrease the orientation there. The direction have been now little bit it has shifted, tilted. Okay, so like this, even you can change the orientation using this particular manually applying the degrees. Okay, so same thing, whatever I have explained there, horizontal, vertical, center, all those things. Okay, text direction, everything remains same. Whatever is available here, same thing is available in this. Okay, you can even check this once you start practicing. Okay, okay, so this is about your alignment. Okay, so for next some of the time, I'm going to explain you different number formats available. Okay, so now in the number format, okay, in the number format, so number formatting we call. So what is this helpful for? Okay, see, once I enter any of the data, in the box available here, it says general. It says general. See, even if I'm sorry. Okay, so even if I type something like NICT, it is general. Even if I take something like 7899, it is in general format, right? It is in general format. Even if I take some percentage, I just want to say 98% I want to represent, but still it is showing me in general, right? So even if I put some dates, okay, 7, okay, when if I try to enter some date also, see, automatically the particular Excel is going to change. But here, whatever I'm taking other than date, everything is considered to be in general format. But this number, I just want it to be in a particular number format. See, you have different numbers, right? Number formats, right? This is just an integer number wherein you have a positive symbol which doesn't have any decimal value, right? So we don't have any fractional part. So now if at all I just want to represent all those things, I can go with this number group, okay, number group in which you have different options. See, if at all I have some currencies to be displayed, okay, I have Indian rupees with me, I just want to display that as an Indian rupees, okay, or it may be dollars. Like that, different formats are available for us, using which we can change the format of these numbers in my cell. Okay, so we'll just start with once I click on this, see, we have the number option, currency option, accounting option, short date, long date, time, percentage, fraction, scientific, and other number formats available for you. Okay, so we'll just start with the general. General is nothing but whatever you enter, it will be in that particular format. That's all, nothing else. Okay, so if at all I want to make it as in a number format, just select the cell, go to this option, select number. See, automatically it is going to consider. See, even banks and all that, they even consider this Pisces, right? Not in other things. See, in banks and all, they are going to consider even the Pisces. So there we want this dot, after the dot, we want that decimal places to represent the Pisces, right? So like that, we can change this to number format. So by default, you're going to get the decimal places like this after the number. Okay, automatically it will be changed. Okay, so if at all I want to change this to a percentage, okay, select the option and say 98%, it is going to show you like this, 98%. Okay, so like that you can change different options. Okay, so number done. See, currencies. Okay, so currency, I have 1 lakh with me. I just want to change that format. See, this is in general format, right? I want to change it to a currency format. I have 1 lakh with me. So go to that option, drop down, select this currency. Okay, see, by default, my data will be displayed like this once I click on currency option. See, it is the Indian rupee symbol and with the format as a currency. Okay, it is the rupee format. Okay, it will be displayed like that. See, once I click on it, it will be showing the, here it was a preview, right? Here it was a preview. Once you click on it, actual data will be with that particular format. Okay, so this is how you can apply the currency format. So this one, automatically the date have been considered because I gave the hyphen symbol, okay, and everything. So I have separated it. So automatically the Excel is, it considered that as a date. Now I don't want this in this format. So see, we have two options. One is that automatically it has taken it as short date. If I click that, it is the same thing, but I don't want that in that format. So I'll just click on long date, which shows 7th February 2021. It is not showing you any hyphen symbol or anything. It is not even showing the month in numbers. It is showing the month in wordings, right? So February, it is completely, it is showing 7th February 2021. So like this, you can have numbers in different formats. Currency is percentage, normal numbers, okay, dates, right? So like this you can have, and you have a, see, whatever I'm doing with the help of this drop down. Okay, similarly you have that shortcuts here. This is for your currency, this is for your percentage symbol, and this comma. Okay, this comma, see, I'll just enter some number here. Okay, it is 10,000. See, automatically it will not take any commas. Even if I have to insert it. So in order, you can, you don't have to enter it manually. You can just select the particular cell. Just click on this option. It says comma style. Okay, it formats with a thousands separator. Okay, just click on it. See, as you can see, it has been separated. It is separating the unit thousands, right? It is separating the 1000 style number. Okay, so like this you can use it. And now we have an option here, other two options. As you can see, this two are for increasing the decimal place or decreasing the decimal place. The right side one you can view there, it is for decreasing the decimal place space, and the left one is for the this one is for the decreasing the decimal places, and this one is for the increasing the decimal places. So how it works, I have selected the cell here. After this decimal point, you have two numbers placed, right? So just click on the cell. If at all you want to increase the decimals, just click on the left side option. Click on that. One more zero is included into the numbers, right? So if you just click on this, it will decrease it, increase, and you can also decrease it. So like this, you can use those two options. Okay. See, whatever I showed you now, those same things will be available in your dialog box launcher again. Where is the dialog box launcher again? Here it is. Okay, so as you can see, there are dialog box launcher for each and every group up to this number. After that, you don't have anything. Okay, only these four options we have. As I click on it, the same dialog box will appear. Number with number, alignment, font, border, fill, and protection. What is this protection? I think when I did file tab, then I showed you, right? See, it has logged and hidden options. Again, I'll be showing that in my next session. Fill option, it is just for your filling the cells with different colors. Border option, I already showed you. Font, alignment and the number. See number option. Okay, I'm sorry, I thought I just got in disturbance. Okay, fine. So now in the number option, the first one is general. Okay, general format cells have no specific number format. It is just simple text that I have entered. It is going to, the Excel is going to consider like that. Okay, and when I say number, okay, you have different formats of numbers, right? You can also have thousand separators. If you just click on it, it will just click on that. Okay, thousand separators, the comma which we were using, it will be appearing with, okay, in different formats again. Okay, so now you can observe, when I click on number, you have got decimal places, which we did here, right? Increase or decrease. The same thing manually you can do it here, by either by increasing the number or also decreasing the number. Just see, if you remove or if you place it as 0, even you can type it over here. Okay, 1 to 12, up to whichever number you want to give, you can just give it. If I just give 1, the only 1 0 appear after the decimal point. Okay, either you can enter within the box, or you can also choose with the help of this arrow mark. Okay, and use thousand separator, the comma has been used. If I just remove that, it will be gone. See, there is no comma. These are the preview that they are showing. Okay, if I just click on it, the comma will be appearing with the as a thousand separators. It is going to separate the number with the help of that comma after the thousands numbers. Okay, so like this we can use this for numbers and currency. Okay, once I come to this currency, decimal place is also available here. The symbol, okay, as of now the currency symbol I have used it as rupee, right? But if you want to still change different countries, you just want to use different countries currency, then just go with the symbol option. Now it has chosen none, just click on it. Okay, the first one is Indian rupee. After that, whatever you have, it is showing you different countries currencies. Okay, whichever country currency you need, you can just choose that. Okay, I'll just select this English dollars, Australian dollars. Okay, it is going to show you that. Okay, so now I'll just click on OK. See, that particular dollar symbol appears on the number. Okay, similarly, I'll just again go to the dialog box launcher. The currencies, the negative numbers also can be shown here. Positive, negative, anything can be shown here. Okay, if you want any other thing, you can just go and select it here. Okay, you have Spanish, you have Latin, Chinese, Japanese. Okay, whatever the country currency you want, you can just change it over there. Okay, the next one option is accounting. Okay, it is just nothing again, decimal places you can just decide over here, and we have date here. Okay, see, observe this dates. Okay, observe this dates. Sample date they have given here as 18/5/1927 with hyphen symbol, right? You can, the first one is, it is preview, is the first option preview is this one. Second one, if I choose, see, 18th May 1927, you have the number as date as the number, month as in the wordings, and year later. Okay, or you can also go with this one in which year is displayed with only the 2 digits. Okay, last 2 digits. Okay, with the month 0 included, the numbers are included. Okay, and the date. So the next one, there is no 0 with the month. Okay, like that. We don't, the next one is without any hyphen symbol. So after that, you have year first, month next, and you have the day next, day in the last part. Like that, you have different formatting options. See, whichever format you want, you can just choose that. See, I'll select this. I have a long date format here now. So I just want to change it to different formats. Again, go to dialog box launcher, select, see, automatically it is showing you the date here. Okay, either you can choose this one or anything. Okay, see, my data will appear here. The preview is going to be shown here as Sunday. See, it is going to show me the weekday along with the date, month, and year. Okay, once I click on it, the particular format will be changed to the respective format which I showed there. Okay, so now similarly here after this, okay, so you have it for time also like this. Okay, so I think I didn't enter any time there. Okay, so it's okay, you can just practice that by yourself, I think. Okay, just I'll give you an assignment, just practice this time, type some number. Okay, it is, you can change those numbers to different formats. Okay, like this, only with sorry, with hour, minute and seconds, with hour, minutes and seconds. Okay, am, pm being mentioned, only hour and minutes. Okay, like this, you can have, you have different options, you can just choose it over there. And even the percentage, okay, with only 2 decimal places, 1 decimal place, anything that can be. Okay, we'll just apply it for this cell then. Okay, it has 2 decimal place, you can change it to 3, 4, 1, or even without any decimal places. Just click on it. Okay, it will be in the percentage format. Okay, okay. So see, once you click on that particular format of the cell, only if you want more, you will be going with the dialog box launcher. Okay, so directly, as you can see in the number dialog box, you're going to have the percentage option selected, automatically done. Okay, so like that you have for fraction. Okay, like if at all you want the number 98 in fractional format. Okay, half, sorry, the up to 1 digit, it is going to convert that into fractional parts. Okay, it is going to divide that number into different. See, I'll just make it as up to 2 digits. Okay, 21 divided by 25, just click on OK and it shows you 98. So how it is that that fractional part, it is going to show you that. Okay, so like that you have different options for that. And you have scientific option. See, the scientific means you will be having more numbers. Okay, and you will be having like exponents, different exponents. 10 into minus 1, that is the exponent. Okay, so like this, 9.80 e plus 01. These are the scientific way of representing the numbers, in which you have long numbers, you have multiple long numbers. Okay, and the next option is text. Okay, when we are going for this text kind of numbers, what is that? See, I have a code here, or I have a batch that has to be written as a data. Okay, I don't want that to be a number. Okay, see, I'll just make it as the batch name is 2a, or I'll just make it as 2, 3. That means here I'm not using this as a number. I'm not using for any other operations. I am just representing some batches here. Okay, so or you can also consider the codes 080. Okay, I'm trying to write the code, I mean the landline number, right? Bangalore code is 080. So I'll just put that and I'm going to enter some number here. Okay, so I just want this hyphen symbol also to be present. But if at all I take this as a number, it will be gone. So that is why I'll just make this particular cell as a text. Okay, it remains as a text. Okay, you can do any formatting, but this will, I'm not using it for anything, for any other purpose, right? So I'll just keep it as a text over here. Okay, so next one is special, if at all you want to do it. Okay, so in location, like address, all those things you can just include over here. And the last one is the custom. See, you have different options over here. If at all you're not satisfied with whatever the already built-in options, you can just create your own. Okay, that is nothing but the custom option, in which, see here, you have general option. See, I'll just choose the date over here. We'll just try to change for date, customize for date. Okay, it will be suitable. So go to custom option. See, now as you can see, we have different options again. But okay, see here, you have DD, MM, YYY. Once you go to the custom, you have again different options. But you can just choose this. Again, edit this option and change the particular already available format. If at all I just remove this YY, see here, it is changed. The preview is changed, right? See, my sample data which I had given, it is Sunday, 7th February 2021. But now it has been changed to 7/02/21 because I just removed 2 Y's from my format, right? So if I make it again YY, if I try to insert, it will show me 4-digit year format. If I want, okay, I don't want this in I don't want to insert 0 there. 0, 2 I don't require. I'll just remove one M from that. One more M, it will remove the month itself. Okay, I'll just insert 3 M's. See the change there? If I give only 2 digits, 2 M's there, okay, it is going to show the month in number format. If I give the third M, it is changing that month into 3-letter month format in wordings. If I give the fourth one, the complete month name will be represented. See, even you can change the name of this and make it as 702. I'll just make it as 3. Okay, I'll make it as 3 March. I'll just click on this. Okay, go to custom, and there I'll just select some of the different option. You can just choose any of those. Okay, I'll just see there only they have the option, only the month. See, MMM-YY. So you have 3 M's there. That means the March month in wordings it is going to be displayed, but March month only 3 letters, first 3 letters will be displayed along with the year. So YYYY, you can just choose that to make the 4-digit year being displayed. Okay, so like this you can customize your date format. Okay, if at all you have any hour, minute, you want the date, month, year, hour, minute together, you can do that also. See here I haven't mentioned any hours and minute, right? So that is why it is just showing you 0000. If at all you insert that, it is going to show you in that particular format. Okay, so even you can choose this hash symbol and everything according to your wish. You can just change the formats there. Okay, and if at all I just change this to DD. Okay, DD, only 1 digit if I give, it is going to remove that 0. Okay, it is going to show you that. And one more thing here is, if you include 3 D's, it is going to show you the weekday. Okay, it is going to show you the weekday. Okay, if I remove that again, it is going to show the date of the particular month. Okay, I'm sorry. So this is how you can customize your particular dates and all other numbers. Okay, this is the formatting option you have. Okay, so up to this I have taught you about till numbers. Okay, see there are 2 options which I would like to show you here. Okay, we have 2 general functions. See, functions are nothing but already ready-made function it is. So once you use this directly, it is going to perform the task. Okay, see I have is equal to, and also one more thing here is, if at all you are using any functions or formulas in your particular cell or Excel sheet, you have to start it with equal to symbol. So now I'm trying to show you 2 formulas, simple formulas. Okay, is equal to today, and all your functions should be represented with 2 small parentheses, or you can call it as 2 small brackets. Opening and 2 means 1 pair of closing and opening brackets, small brackets. Okay, so this is my formula. So what happens when I use this? Just say enter. It is going to show you the current date. Okay, in this format, wherein you have the date first, month next, and you have the year again. Okay, you can change the format of this. How do you change? Go to the dialog box launcher, go to the custom, or even you can just say it as here long date. It is going to be changed. That's all. Okay, what is the formula which I have used? If at all you want to check the formula, just click on the cell. In the formula bar, it is going to be displayed. Okay, so that is the next one. That is the first function which I wanted to show. Okay, and the next one here is equal to now. We have now as the function. See, when I use this now function, when I and say enter, see this particular function also is showing me the date. It is also showing me the date along with the hour and the minutes. That is, it is showing me the time. Okay, since it is going to take the system date and time. It is going to take the system date and time. If at all you have given in, okay, 24-hour format, it is going to show you like this, or 12-hour format, it is going to show you the AM PM correctly. Okay, so here now I have given 20, I'm in my system, I'm using the 24-hour format. That is why it is showing me 15:35. Okay, it is 3 o'clock 35 minutes, right? But since I have changed the format of the system time, okay, like this, it is going to show. So which are the two functions we have seen today? Today, and the second one is now function. So here, what does the function do? It is going to automatically show you, today function will show you the current date, and now function, it is going to show you the current system date and also the time along with the date. Okay, so like this, you can use number formatting, different options. Okay, so now I think I have covered up to whatever we have planned. Okay, I'll just try to revise, show you everything that I have written here. The font, bold, italic, how do I underline the text, fill the colors, fill the cell with different colors, font colors. Okay, and we have seen how to copy, how to cut, and how do we paste in different formats. Okay, I think here I didn't show you the shortcut for cut, copy and paste. I didn't show you the shortcut for cut, copy and paste. I'm just trying to write it over here. Please copy it down if you want to. Okay. So for cut we can use control plus. Okay. Control, hold the control button and you can just use X option. See here, once you go and select the place the cursor over that particular option, it is going to show you control plus X. That shortcut will be already there. You can use it. See, these are simple shortcuts. Please have a practice on using all these shortcuts. Without the mouse, sometimes you just have to work. So that time you can just use these shortcuts, which makes your work easier. Okay. So for copy, what we have? Control plus C. We have control plus C. Just place the cursor on copy. You have control plus C. Okay, as the shortcut. Okay, and for paste, you're going to have control plus V. So for paste, you're going to have, it is the simple paste which I showed in the beginning. Okay, for paste, we have control plus V. Okay. Now, if at all you want to select the entire sheet, okay, for selection of entire sheet, okay, for a selection of entire sheet, you can just go with control plus A. Control plus A. If you press, it is going to select all the cells, complete sheet itself. So how do I do it? See, now when I place the cursor in one cell, only that particular cell is selected, right? So if I click on or press control plus A, as you can see, all the cells have been selected. So after that, you can, if at all you want to perform anything, you can just do it. Okay. So like this, you can use different shortcuts for different options. Okay, and also we have control cut, copy, paste, and for bold, italic, underline also I showed you some of the shortcuts, right? So for bold it is control plus B, italicize it is for control plus I, and underline it is control plus U. Okay, and for all this fill color and all, you will not have any shortcuts. Okay, so I hope everybody has understood up to this. Okay, shall I give you some time? Can you just revise whatever I have done till now in the number formatting if you have any doubts, or any of other topics which I have covered today, or if at all anybody is having any doubts from previous sessions, you can just let me know. Okay, I'll just give you some of the time now. Okay, then we are going to wind up the classes. Okay. Any doubts? Please raise your hands. Raise the hands there. Raise the hand there. And whichever topic. Fifth part of the assignment one, is it? Okay. Is it Madhuri, right? So is it protecting the structure, protecting the range of structure, or one second. Now let me check with the assignment one. Okay. protecting and hiding the range, right? Okay, I'm just going to teach you that. Okay, so now protection, we have already seen protecting a complete sheet, protecting complete sheet or workbook, we have already seen. Okay, now we are going to check for or try to protect only set of cells or range of cell or a structure from the sheet. So how to do that? See, before doing that, we just have to know something. Here I have set of data, right? Now I'll select all the cells from the particular sheet. Okay, so for that I'll just use Control plus A so that everything, all the cell will be selected for me. So now just right click, okay, go to Format Cells. There you have the option called as Protection. There you can observe all the cells are locked. Okay, just unselect that option, because if I choose locked for everything, it will not be I cannot put a lock on only one particular structure. By default, all the cells in the sheet will be locked. That is why I'm going to remove that first and click on OK. Okay, so my cells are not, they are all unlocked now. I just want to protect this range. I just want to protect this range of data. So what do? Just select this option again. I have unlocked all the cells. I just want to lock only these 3 cells. Select that 3 cells, right click on it, again go to Format Cells. In the protection, you can see it is locked. Just click on it and click on OK and click on OK. So now, unless and until you protect your sheet, this particular selection, whatever the lock option you selected, it will not have any effect. So what to do then? We have to protect the sheet. So how to protect the sheet? Either you can go to File tab and select the info option and go to protect workbook. There you can select the protect current sheet, or you can just select the sheet which you want to protect. Okay, right click on it. Okay, sheet 5 I have here. So go right click on it and you have an option called as protect sheet. Click on that protect sheet. It will ask you for the password. Just give a password. I have just given it as 123. Click on OK. Again, re-enter the password. Same password which you have entered. Click on OK. Okay. So now I'll just place the cursor somewhere else. Now I have protected my sheet. So I have, and also I have locked only these 3. So how do I check that? See, once I click on it and try to insert some data, see what is the message that you have got? The cell or chart you're trying to change is on a protected sheet. To make a change, unprotect the sheet. Okay, that means only this particular range of data. See, even if I place the cursor over here and try to write something, it is going to show you the same message. But if I place the cursor over here and start writing, see, I can edit that. I can do whatever I want. I can even delete the particular cell. Okay, I can even remove the contents from the cell, because on that particular range of cells are not being locked or not protected. Okay, only here we had, if I try to do something to that, it will not affect. Okay, so coming to hiding the details. Okay, hiding the details means, see, I will try to enter some equal to sum of, or I'll just try to have rand between function. I hope everybody knows what rand between function is. Okay, so I'll just try to print a random number between 10 to 100. Okay, and click on enter, and you have 22 over here. Okay, so now as you place the cursor on the cell, you can view the formula over there, right? But if I try to if at all I don't want this formula to be shown to others, so that time I can just follow the same procedure and hide the details. So how do I do it? See, this particular cell is unlocked, right? So what to do? I'll just select the cell. Okay, we'll just unprotect the sheet first. Okay, for this also I would have done that time itself, just to show you. Okay, now it is unprotected. Okay, so now go to Format Cells. There you just make it as locked and hidden and click on OK. click on OK. But still now also you can observe now you can see the formula, right? It has not been hidden. So what to do? Protect the sheet, then you will have the effect on that. Okay, effect on the cell. So I'll click on 1, 2, 3. And I mean, I'm giving a password to protect my sheet. So I will re-enter the password here. Click on OK. Okay. So now I'll place the cursor on the cell. Can you see any formula over here? It is empty. This is how you can hide the formulas. It is not hiding the contents. We can just hide the formulas there. Okay. You can hide the complete column itself or row itself. Those part we are going to see it in the next coming sessions. Okay. So this is how you can achieve this. I think this covers your first assignment, fifth question. Okay. Did you understand, Pa? Any doubts? Any further doubts you have? Okay, Chitra, right? I'm going to show you. Okay, I'm going to show you both the assignments, Chitra. Okay, so you can practice those things. If at all you have any doubts, you can let me know within the Saturday's class. Okay, you will be having your next class on Saturday, right? That time we can just discuss if you have any doubts. Okay, I'm going to show you both of them now. Okay, just a minute. I'm going to show you the assignment. See, this is the assignment which I was talking about. Okay, so this is your first assignment. This is your first assignment. Okay, so you can just take a screenshot of it if you want. Do all these 5 steps. Please let me know. Okay, here we are just trying to protect the sheet workbook, trying to enter the data into that and stuff. Okay, this is your first assignment. And now I'm going to show you the second assignment. Everybody done with taking the screenshot or whatever kind of thing, take a photo or anything else. Okay, so I'll show you the second assignment. Second assignment. Okay, so just I'll try to zoom in for you. Okay, just take a picture of this, or I'll just zoom it done. Okay. Okay, wherein you are creating a new workbook. Okay, this is your assignment for today. Okay, so you have to create a workbook which contains some data, and the file name you can just give it as lab assignment 1, 2 or any name, no problem. Okay, and protect your worksheet with some password, workbook with some password, and create this table of data. Okay, and do the steps. Step 1, A1 to D1 cell. Okay, you are just going to alignment. Do the alignment part. Merge and center you're going to use, and font you're going to change. Font size is also you're going to change, and make that particular row data as bold. And you can also fill with different colors. Here they have given us yellow. You can try it out with different colors, and blue font color. The particular A1 to D1 cell, whatever the data is available, it will be changed to blue font color. Okay, so now A2 to D2, you can just apply the following. The styles you can change, the font Times New Romans you can change, green fill for the cell. Okay, red text for the font color. Okay, text down orientation. I showed you the orientation, right? So that text down option you can just choose for that particular cell of data. Okay, and select A3 and A4 and drag till end of the data. See, drag till end of the data means, see, I just I hope everybody has taken this screenshot. If at all you haven't done, please take this. Okay, so now here drag and drop means drag the till, see, enter these 2 data, just drag it and drop up to this cell. You're going to get the same data from up to top to bottom. Okay, where in whichever the cell, the serial number is going to change. That's all. After 1 and 2, you're going to get it as DS2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like that. It is going to repeat. That's all. Okay. And the last one is step 4 is to use the paste special options. Okay, try it with different paste special operation. Okay, Up to this fourth step, I want you to do, and please let me know. My number is in the WhatsApp group, right? Please, you can just pin me your all the assignments to that same number. Okay. Please work it out, because we are just having a online sessions, right? You should also practice along with me. Okay, practice whenever I am trying to do it or show it to you. So try to do all those stuff practically, so that you will understand the concept. Excel and all theory won't go well. Okay, only theory will not go well. So theory along with the practicals will help you out with understanding the Excel concepts. Okay, so I'll just give you 2 more minutes. Please let me know if you have any other doubts. Okay. Okay, so let me wind up with today's class. Okay, so today's session we have learned clipboard, font, alignment, and number groups. Okay, again go through all those stuff. Okay, any doubts you have, you can let me know. Okay, thank you for the session. Okay, I'm going to end the meeting.